Hello and welcome. Today is the 4th day of October 2019. Uh, I guess I'll say all bets trades of the like within each its own risk and their own reward because I'm basically going to be talking bullish talk on GoChain. And I'm going to title this like a normal video. I don't want any text searches on this to come in because I don't want any GoChain communities. Uh, really, I'd be interested. It's like playing poker cards. I don't, if the wallets that I talk about is watching this video, hey, uh, I love the coin and it's fun playing the blockchain. But of course, transparency is what cryptos is all about. Follow the money. And I'm going to show you more within this because I've already talked about the wallets, the rich list as they have on GoChain, and the big one, which of course has just been accumulating coins. But I'm going even more deeper into the situation. So this will show you a little bit in just that, following the money. Now, the technical analysis here on the daily time frame, to me, it looks very superb. As we got all these higher lows and higher lows, yes. But how we last few days playing the 18 average of highs, it really looks like we're breaking. This could go pretty nice. But again, I want to talk about the GoChain and the rich list. And really the top one in here, 275 million, I think it is. Yeah. Only 56 transactions, which is like, man, that's not too many. Not much at all. But what I've been mentioning is all the accumulation. The most recent one, 2 days ago, 5 days ago, 12 days ago, adding 4.5 million, 9 million, just bits and pieces here and there. Well, I was able to put this data into a spreadsheet. And given I got the hash in here, I don't need that data. I got the date, I need that data. From and to, I could use it, but I'm not using it. Don't need that. And this in here I do. So what I started off is I just add the sum to what this is. And what I did is I made a chart of just this data in here, which just basically shows the ownership going up and down. And well, it looks like this. And you can see all the accumulation, and then it goes down from here to here with a big one right there. And then, of course, it's going up, the accumulation phase. But also notice, this thing got up to about 300 million before it topped. Well, this one's near 300 million as well. Now, this is per transaction, and when you look at the dates on here, we got November 26, couple of them. And interesting, this is like me too. This is like, this is so cool. I do the exact same thing. Sort of. This date here is different from me. So on the 26th, he sends 2 to the blockchain, just to test it out, see what happens. If it loses it, who cares? And then selling negative, and then right after that, just once it's on there, just see how it goes. Take it, put it somewhere else. So now you just test, and then you test the speed, and you can see it on the blockchain as and such, and oh, okay, it works. So now that you got a confirmation, now put a big number in, and in this case, this was 124,000 to start, and well, of course, that was okay. Well, then go bigger than that. So he went big and then much bigger. That's not like me. I'll just put, and I don't play these stakes, of course, but I'll put a small amount in. Okay, see how long it takes to get in the blockchain, see how it works, okay. Send it out, see how it works out. I do this with every coin that I test with the wallets. Some of them succeed well, some of them fail bad. Of course, since I'm playing GoChain, obviously this one passed. And then, then once I see it's fine, okay, then I'll just put my normal, I'll just deposit everything kind of deal into this coin. So anyway, going further, what I did is I sorted by date. So I made it, it took me about maybe 5-10 minutes. So it's a lot of manual but very fast work. So I could get it on such. Let me go to that in here. And then as we can see, it changes in time. So anyway, how it looks on chart basis is like this. So we can see at the end of November last year, basically almost a year ago now, the wallet starts, and then it goes up, and there's a long period of no accumulation or anything happening. Wallet just stays inactive for quite some time, and then in a big accumulation phase up until mid-April. And at this point now, the only add-ons are after withdrawals and to lower highs, and then this big one here. And since that big one, there hasn't been a withdrawal since. It's been nothing but accumulation and steady, like continuous, like, and again close to the previous high. So then, what I've done is I've put in some. Let's take a look at how this worked on the chart for where the prices were. I hope it's saved on here. It did. Okay, so this is where the wallet begins. So let's go back to this market in here. So the wallet starts in here. No big deal. It's just doing its thing, and price action is in a declining mode and continuing to decline. A little bit of a rally, but all accumulation so far up in here till here. This is just a regular deposit. There's so many of them, or not some of them anyway. But this was the last deposit before to the high. This is where the high of that 300 million was. So that's where you would have owned it at these prices. So obviously, the if it's going to work out next of the decline, we can see in here. So how does this make sense? So after this, a regular deposit was made. Now, it makes sense that all the buying just stopped. There was no buying, it was selling. And, well, that's a good reason why the market went down. Now, what happened on this day, what kind of news was made, and how it was worked out? Well, in here, this is where a withdrawal was made. Now, this could have been buying too, because he could have bought down in here, or she or them, and then just instead of depositing it into the wallet, it could have just been sold. It could have been added onto Binance, because I'm sure the Binance numbers would go up. Like once there's like 5, 6, 7 or so many on Binance, just get them off the exchange. But instead of getting them off the exchange, they sold them off the exchange. So maybe this was buying, who knows? But regardless of the fact, this is where a small withdrawal was made. And from that point on, it was markets going down. And on this day, it was just nothing of a day. Pause day at the 18 average of lows. It's in a correctionary phase, really inactive for the most part. 1/3 of the wallet, that's when that big withdrawal was taken out, was in play. And then the market declines. So to me, this gets very interesting. So let's look back at the wallets again and look at it even more in depth. And we can see more on how you can follow the money. So we go back to the rich list. Let's look at that big selling day. This one here. And this in here is the transaction, like the ID code, I guess you can say. It's like a receipt ID. That's what's so cool about it. It's got a lot more to it, but I'm not going to get into that. I want to get into this. This is where it went to, I believe. Let me just focus on associate. Yes, associates. So now let's click on where this 89 million went to. 7 transactions, and it was open just then. So that account was open for that 89 million. That's what we know. 4 months ago, we can see, and it was only used. It hasn't been used. That was used a bit where. A small withdrawal of 6 million, 6 million, 5, 5, and 66. The dates was June the 3rd, for it's basically 12 on June the 3rd, and then again on 20 and 27. And when we look back at that time frame, June the 3rd was on this day. And then 20 and 27. Well, this happened just before the big red candle down day. And the 27th, that was on an up day. So if you were withdrawing on that day, that means you were the seller. Somebody else was probably buying off of them on a high volume situation. And okay. But let's continue to follow the money, because where did this 66 go? Well, let's click on the associate. And this was created 3 months ago and last used 22 days ago. It's still a live balance because there's still 33 in there. So we can see like 16, 19, like July the 16th, 19th, 22, and July 16th in here, up in, so just up into this area. So obviously selling into the rally for this situation and the big volume coming in. And then we see it again August 5, 10, 11, and 15, which is basically from here, basically just into this entire range. So it's just, I would presume, just continuing your balance. So you have like so many sell, sell, sell. Oh, we're running it on Binance. Add 4 more million. So take 4 more million again, and so on and so forth. Now I don't want to go through a complete spider web of the entire amount of this. Although if I got really bored and wanted a real challenge to complete the whole thing, that's a tricky thing to do. But where is this 4.2 going, this 3? Let's click on this because they all have the same address here. We can see the 76 F2. This would most likely be Binance. 19,817 transactions. Okay, this is big. Last updated, well, now that's what time it is right now, 11:26 in the morning. It's the time I'm recording it at. But 26 minutes ago, an hour ago, I mean, this is where the activeness is. This is where we can see things are happening. So over the last little while, we've got the markets going up. This is 6 hours ago. I mean, this is extremely active. When was withdrawals where in here? I guess we do time 22 hours ago. So basically, around 24 hours ago, there was some withdrawing going on, which would span 24 to 27 hours ago, starting back in here. But that wasn't a big one here at 20. Is that 20,000? That's like nothing of a withdrawal. Yeah. So this is oh, for me, 20,000. That's like a noticeable percentage of what I own, but still. Anyway, this is the whale we're talking here. So in this, I can see that, yeah, this is 24 hours ago. So I want to see what happened during the selling because I know the market's been rallying and I can see who's been buying it now based on the fact that all the pluses are coming in from here. So now back to this. Let's take a look at this on the short-term analysis. How about an hour chart? See what's happened. What happened 24 hours ago, which would have been about noon yesterday. And I haven't looked. 12 o'clock. So some was. Let me just. Okay, I'm confused. Okay, brain freeze. And it's quite the opposite actually, because this here means over the last many hours, they've been selling because this is going up, and well, that's because if they keep on depositing into their Binance account, that means they must be selling it. And when it's withdrawn from here, that means they're withdrawing from the situation. Now, given that there's 19,817 transactions, whether I don't know if I'm going to share it publicly, because I will be taking this data and doing a lot of research because there could be a lot of opportunities if I know how this is moving in here. But for now, this is what I'm showing, just different things. So where did this come from in here? This is like the. Okay, let's just take a look. So an hour ago adds that and subtracts the same amount. Let's try and understand this. Why would you would add 11,500? Well, it's added from one account to, I mean, I guess. Okay, this is going to make it confusing for me. But you know what? That's what makes it good. I was kind of wondering why. Like, why would you just have one account like that? You'd probably have to have many, and then I can see now, understand a little bit to how this is being played out. But anyway, thank you for tuning in. Have yourself a great day. Bye bye.